If there are ions in a substance, then it will conduct electricity. An ion is a charged atom. But an atom is naturally neutral. An ion will conduct electricity because it's a charged atom, but a normal atom cannot. If there are ions in a substance, then it will conduct electricity. An ion is a charged atom, but atoms are usually neutral. An ion will conduct electricity because it's charged. A neutral substance cannot conduct electricity because it is neutral, and a neutral substance cannot conduct electricity. But a neutral substance cannot conduct electricity. Therefore, a normal atom cannot conduct electricity. Think of it like this. If you had a pool of water in an unfinished circuit, and you put two metal plates from the circuit into the water, if the water didn't conduct the electricity, the light bulb won't light. But if you change the water from H2O to, say, H2O into something else, like sodium chloride, which is an ionic substance, or a substance with ions in it, then the water will conduct the electricity and finish the circuit, so the light bulb will light. What's the difference between an ionic bond and a neutral charged bond? Well, a covalent bond is the kind of bond that has a neutral charge, and an ionic bond has an electric charge. Why? Well, because in an ionic bond, the two atoms that are bonding together give or take electrons from each other. They don't share them. This causes an imbalance, which charges the atom, while a covalent bond has a neutral charge. The reason for this is because it shares the electrons, which keeps the atoms neutral. But there are two different types of covalent bond, polar and nonpolar. A polar bond has a slight difference in electronegativity, while a nonpolar bond has no difference in electronegativity. A like bond, or a polar bond, will dissolve a polar bond, but a nonpolar bond will dissolve a nonpolar bond, or substance. But a polar will not dissolve a nonpolar. It's like if you had water in a cup and you poured oil in that cup. Because water is a polar substance and oil is a nonpolar substance, they wouldn't mix together. They wouldn't dissolve together. Like dissolves like, because polar is attracted to polar, and nonpolar is attracted to nonpolar. Therefore, they can dissolve each other. Think of it like a washing machine. When you have a stain that just won't come out because the water, or the H2O, is a polar bond, and it'll only dissolve polar. It won't dissolve nonpolar substances like peanut butter or oil, stains that you have on your shirt. So then you'll have to wash those in the sink with another substance, a nonpolar substance, so that they'll dissolve each other. What have we learned today? Well, like dissolves like, or polar dissolves polar, and nonpolar dissolves nonpolar because they're attracted to each other. And if there are ions in a substance, it will conduct electricity because there's an electrical charge in an ion, and not in a neutral atom or a covalent bond.